Now to this story. Pupils from the Duke of York's Royal Military School in Dover spent last week accompanying the torch of the unknown warrior on a journey of remembrance as we approach Armistice for today. The body of the unidentified British soldier was brought from France through the port of Dover on his journey to a final resting place in Westminster Abbey in 1920. Each year, that journey is retravelled, and students have accompanied his flame on its pilgrimage ever since. Our reporter Joe Byrne went to meet some of the sixth form students as they reflect on their own week of remembrance.
In 1916, the Reverend David Railton, a former curate from Folkestone, came across an unmarked grave in the back garden of a house in France.
The wooden cross bore the words, "An unknown British soldier."
2 years later, after the war had ended, he remembered that cross and suggested to the Prime Minister that a body should be brought home as a symbol of the anonymous dead left on the battlefield.
One body was chosen from four and placed inside an oak coffin in Boulogne.
It crossed the Channel on board HMS Verdun, accompanied by 6 Royal Naval destroyers and Dr. Admiralty Pier in Dover, as a 19-gun honorary salute as fired from Dover Castle.
As he passed through the town streets, accompanied by officers from all units of the Dover garrison, heads were bowed and rifles reversed as a mark of respect. And the students from the Duke of York's were also there.
On the 10th of November at 5:50 p.m, his coffin was carried by train to Victoria in van 132 as people lined the 3-hour route through Kent to pay their respect.
He was interred at Westminster Abbey on the 11th of November.
From being from a military family, I had already known how significant remembrance events were, but being stood there, especially in Westminster Abbey, it was contemplative in the fact that I knew that it was significant, but I didn't realise how that something happened 100 years ago could still have such significance today, and especially to me and my friends.
People are making sacrifices all the time. My family's also from the military as well, so my dad still goes away to this day and is away for 6 months, putting his life on the line and sacrificing. And I know many people that haven't been lucky enough to return. So it means a lot to me personally this time of year as well.
It's quite humbling as well, especially being at the Abbey, thinking that the students who have been at the school before have been there, and now it's my role, and that's what I had to do.
9 million men fought in the First World War.
The average age was 24.
But 250,000 lied about being over 18 in order to fight.
1 in 9 were killed.
The youngest to enlist was 12, and 200,000 never found. The unknown warrior represents all that did not have a name.
I think it should be as a positive. Otherwise it does get morbid, it does get quite upsetting, but you've got to think it's positive because we wouldn't be here today if they didn't do their thing.
There's an opinion of some that when is it that we move on from World War I and World War II, but actually remembrance is still remembering the people that we have lost in Afghanistan, in Iraq and all around the world.
I hope that it carries on for many years.
Wasn't that incredible? Joe Byrne going to meet some sixth form students, Lucy, Sophie, Will and Oliver, pupils from the Duke of York's Royal Military School, reflecting on their week of remembrance.